a multi-generational drama about good and evil, and what'd you say?
It's a trilogy.
In three parts. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back once again to both the websites realscreenreviews.com and welivefilm.com. I am movie critic Nick Iacobucci, and I'm happily joined by my returning guest critic, the lovely Debbie D'Angelo. Thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
And our next movie review is A Place Beyond the Pines, and it opened, depending where you live, in April of 2013, and it stars Bradley Cooper, Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes, Dane DeHaan, and Ray Liotta. This film comes to us from director Derek Cianfrance. I know I probably said that wrong, so the people in the comment box can just let me have it that I pronounced his name wrong.
I took Spanish, I don't know.
Yeah. He's the previous director of Blue Valentine, which also starred Ryan Gosling. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my guest critic to tell us a little bit about A Place Beyond the Pines.
Sure. In this movie, Ryan Gosling plays a motorcycle stuntman who's touring with the circus, and he happens to revisit a town he had been to the year previous, where he had we'll just say a one-night stand with his love interest of the night, Eva Mendes, and finds out that he impregnated her and he indeed has a son. So he decides, of course, he wants to be a good dad, provide for his son by turning to a life of crime, which is what most good dads do. So that's how his path crosses with Bradley Cooper's, who's playing a cop. And when this movie unfolds, you begin to see that some of the decisions they make through their relationship has consequences that's almost like a legacy for future generations.
Okay, now, as usual, I try to guess whether or not you like the movie. I'm going to say that you liked the movie just because it was, in my opinion, one of the most solid films I've seen in a while.
Yeah, so, I did like the movie.
It was really well done. I've never in my life seen a film that was really depicted the sins of the father onto the son, and we've talked already about how it's multi-generational and how there's kind of like a legacy involved in this.
Yeah, at first I wasn't sure I liked the way it was unfolding in those three parts, but as it came together I realized that was very creative, and I really did like that. And I think the biggest asset of this movie, for me anyway, is that it does demonstrate that your decisions and your actions have consequences, and they might outlive you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What I think is the best aspect of this film is I don't think there's a bad performance in this movie.
No, they're phenomenal.
Bradley Cooper, you know, he really takes on different kinds of roles, and I really got to commend him for that. He doesn't care if you like his character, it's just whether it's a strong character. Gosling, that dude is just A+ almost every time out. But the one I'm going to bring up is the young kid, Dane DeHaan. Very solid, and then in the middle of the movie it just kind of shifts into this kid's story, and I'm just like, I was taken aback for a second, and I'm like, then he picks up the reins and just runs with it, and he easily steals the emotion and the sympathy from the audience. And I thought, what a strong performance. And I don't mean to keep rambling on, but Eva Mendes has never delivered a finer performance on screen. She can be so talented, and this is one of those films that shows you why she's an actress, because I was really blown away by the emotion and the power behind all of them, her especially. So.
What'd you think about Ray Liotta?
He was good.
I liked him.
He was a really good side character. There was just a lot going on in this movie, and I really liked almost every aspect of it.
Well, I know sometimes he's criticized because he tends to take on the same kinds of role, like stereotypical roles, but he's so good at what he does.
Absolutely.
He's so good at playing the bad guy that there's almost a comfort in that. Like you come to expect it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I think he adds drama and many different emotions to a film that already had a whole bunch of them to begin with. And I think this movie was like intense when it came to the bank robberies, and it was intense when it came to like the dramatic moments between the characters. Then there was the African-American stepfather, who yet was another father figure in this film.
Many layers.
Yeah, and I thought he was just going to be some flash in the pan character, and he's there 15 years later, and I'm like,
no,
this was
they all had depth.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, and then the director did some really cool things. Like there was one part that the camera kept following the back of Ryan Gosling's head, and it felt like it was the wake of what he was leaving with his decision-making process and his life choices. And I just thought that the director really had a good feel for delivering these emotions. And like you said, this was a really layered story. And like you said, you don't always know where it was going. And I just thought that the way that it unfolded was just very exquisite.
You know what I liked about them shooting the back of his head? I was so distracted by that tattoo in the corner of his eye. It was a tattoo of a dagger dripping blood. I mean, he's covered in tattoos, but right here where you're looking at him, I was like constantly mesmerized by that thing, thinking, what does that symbolize? Why do you have it there? Why did you put it there?
I would say, knowing Gosling, he put it there just to do exactly what you said. It'll throw him off. It'll make him mad.
It's like playing with me.
It'll add depth. Yeah, I swear. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They'll do it. That guy, he'll try anything, I think, to make the role more believable. Well,
it's kind of goofy.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you enjoy. I really enjoyed it. So, how many hearts is Debbie's real screen review?
I'm going to give it 3 hearts.
3 hearts. I liked it, I think, a little more than you. I think it was a little slow in some parts and a little flawed in some other parts, minorly. I thought this was a great film, probably one of the year's best films. I'm going with 3.5 stars. I
can see that. I like the way they told the story, how it unfolded. I thought that was really creative.
In a time of just a crap ton of crap movies, it was just a welcome treat to see something so well put together and so well done. My real screen review, like I said, is 3.5 stars. And I say absolutely go see this film. If it comes around, it'll be on video soon. It'll be on DVD soon. I say make it a point to go see it. So
I thought it was better than Mud, which we're going to review next.
Yes. So
speaking of a crap ton of movies,
we'll get to that in just a second. Well, Debbie, thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
And until next time, remember, people, we're not always right, but only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.